Exposure is basically how your camera measures light. Now, there's 3 arms of exposure. We call this the exposure triangle. If you've been listening in this workshop, you've heard me say the word aperture a lot. Now, aperture is one way of controlling light, so that belongs in one edge of the triangle. How else do we control light? We control light from the shutter speed, so that belongs in the other side of the triangle. We also control light from the ISO. Now, ISO, really quickly, before DSLRs came in, everything was not digital. So you actually had to put in the film into your cameras and take the picture, which some people's before their time, some people actually remember when this was used. Now, when I first started with photography, you had to go into the shop and get a film at a certain level of ISO. Now, ISO is how sensitive your camera is to the light that's coming in. So you buy the films that are really sensitive to the light or not so sensitive to the light. And that's the same in your digital cameras, because you have your sensor which can be more sensitive or less sensitive to light. And also, really quickly, let me just touch on aperture and shutter speed. Aperture is the size of the hole of your lens that lets in light, and shutter speed is how long your shutter is left open, exposing your digital sensor to the light. Now, for now, you just need to be aware that when one of them change, you have to change the other, so they all work together incongruent to achieve the right exposure for your camera. When we say the right exposure, we basically mean the right amount of light and dark in your picture, so it's balanced. It's not underexposed, so it's not too dark. It's not overexposed. It's not too light.